Welcome to a series called the Book of Enoch, where we're going through the Book of Enoch verse by verse because the Book of Enoch is by far, the best example of what it'll be like in the days of Noah in the end times. And what we see is a lot of what it looks like so far looks exactly like what we're staring at today. And what we've seen is the fallen angels who slept with women and gave birth to the race of Nephilim. We've seen punishment starting to be divvied out by God. And beyond that, he decreased human life expectancy from 1,000 to 125. And he decreased Nephilim expectancy from eternity to 500 years. And now he's starting to punish all the angels. So we're just going to pick it up there. Book of Enoch 10, starting 11. The Lord said to Michael, "Go bind Semjazah and his associates who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanliness. When their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valley of the earth, till the day of their judgment, and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment of the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whoever shall be confined and destroyed will from their force be bound together with them in the end of all generations. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear." Now, okay, this is like, essentially God talked about all of mankind for like in just a few sentences. And it's interesting because we always have to remember that God is outside of time. Like he's not on a timeline. He's experiencing the beginning, the middle, and the end all at the same time. Like he's living in Genesis, and he's living in the end times, and he's living in our days all at the same time, and he's staring at it as if they're just pieces before him. And ultimately what he's saying is here is that you're going to take these guys, you're going to bind them for 70 generations. And then they're going to be released into, they'll be judged, and they'll be placed into the lake of fire. Now, ultimately, it's really this, the creation of the lake and fire came about because of what we're experiencing right now in Enoch. Like what we're staring at right now is the exact reason for the lake of fire, because there was no reason for it when God created the heaven and the earth and mankind fell from the sinful nature of Satan. God had to finally go, well, wait a second, maybe I should try to find a place for these fallen things, because now what we see is Satan fell, a third of the angels fell, now 200 of them are actually sleeping with women, and God put them here on the earth because there is no place for them. And that's ultimately what he's doing here in Enoch, is he's creating a place for them. But unfortunately for us, they're here with us. Now, Semjazah and all his associates are being locked up, so they're not with us, those 200 fallen angels who slept with women. But Satan and a third of the angels, which is uncountable, they're still with us. And it is this time that God designates appropriate to be able to get the lake of fire and put all these people and all these beings and all their spirits in there. Because there was no place for them. And it's these events that are ultimately leading for the purpose of that in the first place. And what we see in the end times is that we're going to see kind of the birthing of the lake of fire. We're going to kind of see the birthing of Judgment Day. We're going to see the birthing of the destruction of all sin on the earth. Because as we see in here in Enoch, when God's saying, okay, do all this stuff, destroy all the sin from the earth, it's still here. So he's talking about eternity. Well, he's talking about the history of mankind. Like ultimately it will be destroyed and destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, which has obviously not happened. And let the plant of righteousness and truth appear. This is God's plan for the redemption of mankind. This is introduction to Jesus Christ, redeeming mankind. And it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and the truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they begot thousands of children, and all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. This is very significant to God's plan because it was from the beginning. It's always been his plan. And it feels like eternity to us because when I think about Enoch and cavemen, that was a long time ago. But yet here we are, we're dealing with the exact same thing today, and it's just getting hotter, and it's getting back to the way that it was back in the days of Enoch, and we can stare at it with our eyes and see that it's going back to the same way. So ultimately what we have is we've gone full circle, and everything God said was going to happen is happening. Any thoughts or insight? Definitely put that below.